You have been feeling it. A weight in the atmosphere that has become so heavy, it feels as though the very air around you is thickening. You wake up with a tightness in your chest that you cannot explain through logic. You move through your day feeling as though you are walking underwater, every step requiring a level of effort that seems disproportionate to the task at hand. This is not burnout. This is not a simple case of exhaustion or the common stresses of a modern life. What you are experiencing right now is the divine press. You are being squeezed from every side, isolated in a way that feels intentional, almost surgical. Your phone has gone silent, your friends have become distant, and the people who once claimed to love you are suddenly looking at you with eyes of judgment or indifference. Do not look for a logical exit to this feeling, because there isn't one. You are being held in a spiritual vice. Perhaps you have noticed the physical manifestations of this pressure. The sudden, sharp headaches that strike at the base of your skull, the ringing in your ears that sounds like a high-pitched frequency shifting in the dead of night, or the way your body seems to vibrate when you sit in total silence. You feel like you are waiting for a storm to break, but the clouds just keep gathering. You are in the press, and the reason it feels like you are breaking is because the version of you that was built by the world is breaking. Think about the last few weeks. Have you noticed how people are reacting to your presence? Even when you say nothing, even when you try to blend into the background, you are a walking trigger. You walk into a room and the energy shifts. Conversations stop. People start acting defensive or aggressive for no reason at all. You are carrying a weight of truth that their shadows cannot handle, and because they cannot attack the light within you, they attack the vessel carrying it. They see the pressure you are under, and they mistake it for weakness. They think you are falling apart, but they don't realize you are being refined. The loneliness you feel right now is not a punishment, it is a protection. The universe has pulled you back from the noise, because the noise was a distraction from the transformation occurring in your very marrow. You have been crying out for answers, asking why everything has become so difficult, why every door you try to open seems locked from the other side. You are feeling the friction of two worlds colliding within your own spirit. The old world, the one where you played small, the one where you accepted the crumbs of affection, the one where you hid your power to make others feel comfortable, is being crushed under the weight of your true calling. Listen to the silence. It's heavy, isn't it? It feels like an interrogation. It's forcing you to look at the parts of yourself you've ignored for years. You can't run anymore. You can't hide in the drama of others. You can't lose yourself in the problems of people who refuse to heal. The pressure has stripped away your escape routes. It has pinned you to the present moment. You are being forced to stand still while the fire of the divine burns away the dross, the fake personas, and the ancestral chains that have kept your bloodline in bondage for generations. Every argument you've had lately, every betrayal that has stung your heart, every moment of sheer, unadulterated fatigue is a symptom of this pressure. It is the squeezing of the olive to produce the oil. It is the crushing of the carbon to create the diamond. You have reached the point of no return. The world thinks you are losing your mind, but you are actually finding your soul. You are being prepared for a level of authority that requires a heart of pure gold. And gold can only be purified in the heat. Feel the heat. Acknowledge the pressure. Do not fight it. Let it do its work. The reason this pressure feels so relentless, so personal, and so all-encompassing is that you are currently navigating a spiritual transit that most of the world will never understand. You have been asking, why me? And why now? The answer is as ancient as the stars. You are being upgraded. In the spiritual realm, there is a law of resonance. You cannot occupy a higher frequency while still tethered to lower density baggage. The pressure you feel is the divine hand reaching into your life and severing the cords that connect you to the old earth. You aren't just experiencing bad luck. You are experiencing a systematic dismantling of your false self. You have broken a fundamental rule of the matrix. You stop seeking validation from the external world. When a chosen one decides, even unconsciously, that they are no longer willing to feed the energetic vampires around them, the system reacts. The why behind your suffering is a cosmic realignment. You have spent lifetimes absorbing the trauma of your lineage, acting as a sponge for the dysfunction of your family and your society. But the universe has decided that the sponge is full. The pressure you feel is the hand of God squeezing that sponge dry. Every tear you shed right now is a decade of ancestral trauma leaving your body. Every moment of frustration is a breaking of a generational curse that has haunted your name for a century. This is a vibrational shift. You are moving from a state of survival to a state of sovereignty, and the gap between those two states is a vacuum of intense pressure. Think of a deep-sea diver rising to the surface too quickly. The change in pressure can be fatal if not managed. The universe is bringing you up from the depths of the 3D illusion, and it is doing so slowly and intensely so that your spiritual lungs can adjust to the atmosphere of the kingdom. You are being pressurized so that you can withstand the glory that is about to be poured into you. If you were given your crown today, you would lack the next strength to carry it. The pressure is building that strength. There is a specific spiritual mechanics to what you are going through. Your light body is expanding, but it is currently trapped inside a container that is too small. That container is your old life. It is your old job, your old relationships, and your old way of thinking. The symptoms you are feeling, the vertigo, the sudden shifts in mood, the feeling that you don't belong in your own skin, are the results of your spirit outgrowing your physical reality. You are like a seed that has begun to sprout beneath the heavy soil. The soil is dark. The soil is cold. The soil feels like it is trying to bury you. But the soil is actually the very thing providing the resistance you need to push upward. Without the weight of that dirt, the sprout would have no direction. The pressure is your compass. It is telling you exactly which way is up. Understand this. You are being prepared for a divine assignment that requires absolute purity. You cannot have any leaks in your energy. If you still crave the approval of the people who used to belittle you, you would be a liability in the new season. If you still feared the judgment of the matrix, you would be easily manipulated. Therefore, the universe has allowed the pressure to reach a boiling point to show you that the world's opinion of you has no power. It is revealing that when everything is taken away, when the reputation is tarnished, when the bank account is low, when the friends have fled, you are still standing. That realization is the ultimate weapon. Once you realize that the world cannot break you, you become dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. You are being stripped of your dependencies so that you can be clothed in divine authority. The pressure isn't trying to kill you, it's trying to kill the part of you that is still a slave. As the pressure intensifies within you, look outward for a moment and observe the chaos in those around you. Have you noticed how the people who used to be composed are suddenly unraveling in your presence? Have you seen the flickers of unprovoked rage in the eyes of the narcissists who once tried to control you? There is a reason the Matrix is reacting so violently to your current transition. They can feel your frequency shifting. They can feel the moment you stop being an available source of energy. To the enemy, your growth feels like a direct threat to their survival. The narcissists, the toxic family members, and the energetic parasites that have circled your life are sensing that the old you is dead. They are panicking because they can no longer find the buttons they used to press to make you jump. They are looking at the pressure you are under, and they are trying to use it against you. They see you in your quiet moment. They see you in your season of isolation, and they think this is the perfect time to strike. They whisper behind your back. They spread lies to see if you'll defend yourself. And they wait for you to break so they can say, "See, we told you they were the problem." But they don't understand the physics of the spirit. They are like small animals scurrying around the base of a volcano, unaware that the tremors they feel are not a sign of collapse, but a sign of an eruption. The enemy is scared of you because they see the fire being forged in your silence. They know that if you survive this press, and you will emerge as something they can no longer touch. Their reaction is a confirmation of your power. Why would the system work so hard to discourage someone who was irrelevant? Why would the narcissist be so obsessed with your downfall if you weren't carrying something they desperately lack? They are reacting to your light by trying to turn up the volume of their darkness. You might find that people are projecting their insecurities onto you more than ever before. They call you arrogant when you are simply setting boundaries. They call you lost because you no longer follow their hollow maps. They are terrified because they see that the chosen one is no longer playing the game. You have become an anomaly in their script. You have become a glitch in their control room. By standing still under this divine pressure, you are actually dismantling their influence over your bloodline. The enemy knows that pressure reveals the true nature of a substance. They are hoping that under this weight, you will reveal bitterness. They are hoping you will reveal a spirit of revenge. They are hoping you will descend into the mud and fight them on their level. But you are disappointing them. Every time you respond with silence instead of defense, you are winning. Every time you choose to pray for your enemies instead of cursing them, You are shattering their weapons. Your ability to remain upright while the world tries to bend you is causing a spiritual friction that is literally burning away the demonic attachments that used to follow you. The Matrix is losing its grip on you, and this is why the attacks have become so personal and so frequent. It is the final desperate attempt of a dying system to keep a king or queen from realizing their true identity. They want to convince you that the pressure is your fault. They want you to believe that if you were better or more spiritual, life would be easy. This is a lie from the pit. Life is hard right now because you are a high-value target. You are being hunted by the shadows because you have the keys to unlock the cages of others. The more they attack, the more you should realize how much of a threat you actually are. You are not a victim of their malice. You are the victor who is making them tremble. They aren't laughing at you. They are whistling in the dark because they are terrified of the version of you that is currently being born. What you are witnessing is the unfolding of a divine blueprint that was drafted long before you took your first breath in this physical realm. There is a sacred law in the kingdom. The depth of the crushing determines the height of the anointing. You are not being broken. You are being prepared for a weight of glory that would shatter any ordinary soul. The great architect of the universe does not waste energy. If you are being subjected to this level of heat, it is because the prophecy over your life is of a magnitude that requires a diamond-grade foundation. You are moving through what the ancients called the alchemical marriage, the fusion of your human experience with your divine authority. The truth is, most people are content to live in the shadows of the cave, watching the flickering images of the Matrix and calling it reality. But you, chosen one, were designed to walk in the full noonday sun. The theological reason for your current struggle is the law of polarization. As the collective frequency of the planet rises, the gap between the light and the dark is widening. You are a bridge between these two worlds. The pressure you feel is the tension of the bridge being pulled tight so that others may eventually cross over from confusion into clarity. You are a pioneer, and the path of the pioneer is always marked by the resistance of the wilderness. Look at the laws of the universe. A star is born from a collapsing cloud of gas and dust under the intense force of gravity. A planet is formed through the violent collision of matter. Even the earth beneath your feet was forged in the furnace of cosmic pressure. Why would your soul be any different? You are a celestial event occurring in a human body. The truth that the world tries to hide from you is that you are an infinite being having a localized experience. The pressure is the universe's way of reminding you that you do not belong to the dirt. You belong to the divine. You were never meant to fit in because you were created to lead. This is the fulfillment of a specific spiritual timeline. You are currently in the intermediate state, the space between the promise and the payoff. This is where the counterfeit is separated from the real. The universe is testing your ability to hold your frequency when the external world is screaming in opposition. Can you remain a being of love when you are surrounded by hate? Can you remain a being of abundance when the Matrix tries to starve your resources? This is the great exam of the chosen. If you can maintain your inner peace while the storm rages, you prove that you are no longer a slave to the environment. You become a master of the elements. God's plan for you is not a life of comfortable mediocrity. It is a life of disruptive power. You are here to break the back of the status quo. You are here to show the world that there is a different way to exist, a way that is guided by spirit, not by fear. The prophecy for your life is that you will become a sanctuary for others. The very things that are trying to crush you today will become the testimonies that heal thousands tomorrow. Your scars are becoming your credentials. Your pain is becoming your passport. The depth of your current descent is the exact measure of your coming ascent. You are being lowered into the depths only so the universe can launch you like an arrow into the highest heavens. Trust the archer. Trust the tension. Trust the hand that is pulling the string back. For the further you are pulled back, the further you will fly when the release finally comes. Now the time for questioning is over. The time for weeping in the dark has come to its inevitable end. You have understood the physical symptoms, you have recognized the spiritual cause, and you have identified the enemy's desperate tactics. Now it is time for the activation. You must realize that you are not a passenger in this process. You are the commander. The pressure you have endured has been the forge, but you are the steel. It is time to step into the authority that has been bought with your isolation and your tears. Take a deep breath and feel the weight of your own existence. This pressure is no longer your burden, It is your battery. It is the fuel that will propel you into your next season. You are going to stop fighting the press and start using it. When the world tries to squeeze you, you will produce the oil of wisdom. When the enemy tries to crush you, you will reveal the diamond of your resolve. From this moment forward, you are moving from a victim of circumstances to a victor of consciousness. You are no longer waiting for the storm to pass. You have become the storm. To seal this energy, you must ground yourself in the truth of who you are. The Matrix has tried to label you as broken, difficult, or unstable. We reject those labels now. We burn them in the fire of your true identity. You are a divine sovereign. You are an instrument of the Most High. You are the light that the darkness cannot comprehend. As you move through your week, when the pressure rises, I want you to smile. I want you to recognize it as the handshake of the divine. I want you to say to yourself, thank you for the refinement. I am ready for the weight of the glory. Let us seal this transition with a prayer of activation. Divine Creator, great architect of the soul, we thank you for the pressure. We thank you for the seasons of silence and the trials of fire that have stripped away everything that was never meant for us. We claim the strength of the diamond. We claim the purity of the gold. We declare that every attack formed against this chosen one is now being converted into fuel for their purpose. We break the chains of ancestral trauma. We silence the voice of the accuser. We activate the dormant codes within their DNA to rise, to lead, and to shine without apology. Let the peace that surpasses all understanding guard their heart, and let the fire of the Spirit guide their feet. It is done. It is sealed. It is settled in the heavens. The shift has occurred. You can feel it in your bones. A lightness that wasn't there 30 minutes ago. The frequency has changed because you have changed. You have accepted the process, and in doing so, you have mastered it. Do not look back at the people or the versions of yourself that you have outgrown. They belong to a world that no longer has a hold on you. Walk forward with your head held high, for you are the living proof that what was meant to destroy you has only made you immortal. If you felt this shift, if you know this message was written specifically for your soul, then claim it. Type "I am refined" in the comments to anchor this frequency into the physical realm. Subscribe to this channel to stay aligned with the tribe of the chosen, and share this with another soul who is currently in the heat of the furnace. You are not alone. We are the remnant. We are the energy that changes the world. Go forth in power. The pressure is over. The rain begins.